Hello, folks. Ed Overstreet, and welcome to another live session, uh, fumbling around in the dark. Uh, we're back doing almost the same exact thing we did 4 nights ago, and that is imaging Jupiter. And we'll go then to Mars. And then I'm on the other kit. I'm picking up some more of the Shark Nebula, which is LDN1235. So let's head over there and start looking at some of this. Before we do that, I was going to remind you, everyone, if you haven't heard the Leonidas meteors, Leonids is how they're really pronounced, but I've heard it both Leonidas and Leonids. But I was told Leonids is the correct way. It doesn't matter. They're a mess, and they're going to be shooting through the sky where I'm imaging. So a number of my images that I'm taking of the shark are going to have these meteor streaks through them because they're at their peak. They reached their peak about 45 minutes ago. And I just thought I would let you know that that's going to probably cause me to spend another night on this target. Although PixInsight does a good job of calibrating out those meteor strikes, I usually just delete them. Anyway, this particular meteor shower is associated with the Tempe Tootle, which is also known for their spectacular meteor storms that occur about every 33 years. So it's a comet's causing this. These meteors are spinning off, and it gets its name because it's in the constellation Leo. So just thought you might want to know that. And now let's head outside. And we're not there, are we? Okay. We are now looking at some subs I'm taking of the stars. I decided that I'm using the RASA. It's a very fast telescope, and in order to get the the dark nebula, I'm going to have some pretty heavy exposure time spent on it. So I'm running 120-second subs. I've already taken 20 of those, but I stopped the scope because I was looking at my stars, and my stars are going to be, some of them are going to be saturated. These larger stars are going to be saturated, which means they will not have any recoverable color. And so I don't like that. So what I decided to do was to take 30 8-second stars, and I'll process those stars separately, and I'll extract those stars from the nebula, and then when I go ahead and process the nebula, I can add those shorter exposed stars back to it, and my stars will have the color I'm looking for. So it's kind of cheating, but it's the only way I know how to accommodate the high speed of the RASA and the desire really to have color in all of the stars. So that's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm doing these 8-second subs for the stars and 120-second subs for the nebula. You can't see this nebula, unlike most things that I image. When you're imaging, Andromeda or M101 or the Solar Nebula, you get to see it. You get to see the outline. It comes in pretty clear. But this is a dark nebula that has a shape of a shark, and you only see it when you start processing a lot of data. So I'm gathering that lot of data. 4 nights ago, I went after some of the hydrogen and the oxygen that I feel like's in that nebula. And so I imaged, I took 240-second subs. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. because my hard drive somehow or another got corrupted in the process, and I couldn't recover those files. I enjoyed taking them, but I never got to see them, and I didn't want to spend any more time trying to use Card Rescue or some other card repair uh, program to recover the files. It's just not worth it. I'll just reshoot it again. It's just a matter of time. So, and I have time. So here we go. We're collecting data right now on the Dark Nebula. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see a whole lot. We're going to spend most of our time just kind of playing around with Jupiter and Mars tonight. And let me take you over to another kit, and we can make this a little bigger. This is the Ephemerides in WinJupos, and I'll put on a real-time image. This is the moon Io right over here, and it's just past, it's just really left the transit of Jupiter, and I've been imaging it, and if you back up, I started imaging it, about here. So I have the shadow of Io, which is right here, and if you advance this, you can tell which way the sun is striking Jupiter because of where the moon is and where the shadow of the moon falls. So I've got both of them, and I'm anxious to process that. Then around 10:30, let's advance this to 10:30. And right now, at about 10:30, this is 4 hours. This is universal time, and there's a 4-hour difference. So it's 10:35 when the great red spot begins to transit across the face of Jupiter. And so I'll be around doing that. And that's what's happening. So let's head back to Jupiter, and let's just see what it, well, hit the wrong thing, and we'll go back and we'll just enjoy it. And I don't know if we're going to get to enjoy it or not. It's crazy. Let's find it. Drive y'all crazy here. I'm going to do something very clicky here. All right, now we're ready to go. Took me a while to get all these windows located in the right place. There you go. Thanks. I muted myself. I was eating some candy earlier, so I gotta remind me to unmute. Yeah, I hope no one mooned me too. YT, are you a student at Clemson? I can't remember. Uh, yeah. Um, are you a student at Clemson? I was thinking, I can't remember who the person that logs on to watch the live streaming uh, was from Clemson, but I was thinking it might be you. Oh, me. Oh, Lord. Canada. Oh, YT. Wow. It's wicked cold up there. We have temperatures pretty cool for us. Let me go to the other telescope and bring up, it's 32 degrees in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And that's a little bit unusual for us, so yeah. I can't imagine what it'll be like in your neck of the woods. How cold is it? I hear you. Is that a normal thing, having a lot of wind this time of year? Where in Canada do you live? Oh yeah. -2 Celsius is too cold. Where do you live in Canada? Wow. Wow. I won't complain. Let me go see when Mars is going to be in a good spot. We're in the north. I want to go south. Here we go. Here's Mars there. Are we in real time? Yep. So there will be a good time. That'll be at 9:30 in an hour. In an hour, we'll head over and take some pictures of Mars, and then we'll come back and get Jupiter at 10:30, and that's when the great red spot's going to start transiting the face. So that's the plan. And then the other telescope's just going to image the rest of the night on the Shark Nebula. I'm still imaging that. This is about the 5th night I've been working on that. And this is it. There won't be any more nights on that. I'm going to some other target. I think the coldest that I've ever been in my life, 2 places. One was Orlando, Florida, and the other was Chicago on the lake. One was in March. It might have been April in Florida, and the other was just in the winter, January, somewhere February in Chicago. And I wasn't dressed for either. We had gone to Florida. My wife had a dance team, and they went to Florida to compete. And so we thought we were going to have tropical weather, and when we got there, they had a freeze, and winds were in the 20-30 mile an hour range consistently. And I was in shorts and a t-shirt and tennis shoes, as were the girls, and we were at Disney. We just didn't have any clothes for that country, that time of year, with that cold. They don't get that kind of cold. In fact, they had it ruined the orange crop, or a lot of them. Boy, it was cold. So the other was in Chicago. Well, that wind whips in off the lake, and it's a wet, cold wind. Yikes. Yeah, I'm not doing any polar bear plunging. I can't even take a cold shower in the summertime. This background noise is in a nuclear. It's a sound coming from a nuclear submarine. It's kind of an interesting white noise effect. Well, I guess it's the engines running they're hearing. You're right about that. Dressing the wrong way at Disney. They schedule those dance contests in the worst time. They do it in the winter for the winter rates, and to get the lower cost. Yeah, I could get used to that sound. This is what we're looking at with Jupiter right now. Let's do real time. So this is what I'm imaging right now, and I'm going to advance it 10 minutes at a time. And around 10:30, I can go back 10 minutes. Around 10:30, we're 4 hours different from universal time, the great red spot's going to start making its move. So yep. What time zone are you in, YT? Okay. Mostly English is spoken in Ottawa, correct? Yeah. Yeah, I knew that Quebec was primarily French. That is a hard language to learn. They're all hard, but to me it's a hard language to learn. My son and his family lived in Nice, France for several years. The kids picked it up pretty quick. Good question. I know Chinese is a tough language. We have a Chinese friend that we're talking about the difficulty they had in learning English, and they brought up questions that you never think about, like why do you first cut tree down, then you cut tree up? We don't understand that. Well, that makes a lot of sense to me, but it didn't make any sense to them. See, the the seeing conditions are actually pretty decent tonight. It's kind of going in and out of focus a little bit, which is seeing related, but it stayed pretty consistent for the last hour and a half. See, I started about 6:30 and went live at 8. But I got everything running, and I went and had dinner with my wife, who had just gotten back from yoga class. Let's go back and look at the other kits. Let's see. We've got I'm using the RASA, which is a very fast telescope, optically speaking. You can use real short exposures. And the problem is that if you have a target that is faint, like these dark nebula, then you have to take longer exposures, which saturates the stars and drives the color out of them. So I decided to take some 8-second exposures just for the stars, and I'll use those stars and add them back to the main nebula. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, it's fascinating. Everything that goes up to me, or that you look up and see, is fascinating. I look at these pictures of this star field, I don't know. I can't go outside and see this. We do not have great skies, pollution-wise, so I can't see it. The only way I can see the night sky is through a telescope. And so this star field is, I don't know, I just sit here and think about each one of these stars is the sun, and these suns have their planets. They're probably their asteroid belts. Just like we do. And almost all of them are much larger than we are, our sun is. But these images, as they come in, it's just I wish I could go outside and see this number of stars in the sky. Can't be done. And we'll go back over and watch our planet for another 45 minutes. We'll head over to Mars around 9 o'clock. No, I don't want to image Mars for... We'll stay here to 9:30 and then we'll go over to Mars at 9:30 and take an hour of Mars. Image Mars for an hour. Having a hard time talking. Submarine's going to put me to sleep. That'd be nuts if I fall asleep with my mouth wide open. It's kind of exciting, the things that are on the plate for the Artemis missions that are upcoming. Well, we may have lost, let's see, our focuser. We'll bring up this one. And let's try connecting. Let's try a different COM port. There we go. So we have a focuser. We'll try to Then just leave it there. See you in a minute. Thank you. I just went downstairs and got some coffee and forgot I had muted everything. I'm doing good. How you doing? Yeah. Well, you're supposed to be able to read my lips. Hey, I'm really enjoying your images you're putting up on the Discord page. And I really don't think you need to do anything to them. You were making a comment that you were looking for some more contrast or something with them. I thought they looked really good just the way they were color-wise. So let's bring our submarine sound back. If you were on board a nuclear submarine, this is how it would sound if you were getting ready to take a nap. Well, I'm serious. Your pictures look awesome. And you were using Bill Blanchin's normalization pixel math processes. He's made it easy to extract some HA and O3 good data stuff out of that one-shot color cameras with dual band filters. I'm going to be making frequent trips downstairs. I've been drinking a lot of fluids today to try to get rid of these kidney stones. So if I'm not here, I'm doing fluid management. I'm pouring it in and trying to flush stuff out. Oh, good. I'm really tired of imaging the dark nebula because, unlike the Elephant Trunk or the Soul Nebula or Andromeda or anything else, you can see some of the image coming in. You can make out what you're imaging. But with dark nebula, you have no idea what you're going to have until it's processed. Well, if you get a mono camera, let me know. Yeah, it's about time for Orion to... Is that Bernard 33? Yeah, I think it is. Bernard 33, the horsehead. One of the cameras I would recommend looking at, it's got a great price point and it's a terrific camera, and that's the 183, the ASI 183 mono, or the ASI 533 mono. And I think both of those are under $1,000. I don't know, I have them both, and I'm using, this is the 183 right now that I'm using tonight, but I'm using the color camera. I've got the 533, both mono and color. It's a great camera. I think it's Bernard 33. Well, it's cold outside for us. YT is from Ottawa, Canada, and he was on earlier, and he said it was -2 Celsius. He said, which isn't bad for them, but he said it was very, very windy. I can't imagine. The no, they're not really new. The 183's been out for a good while. I got this one about 2 years ago. So, yeah, I'm sitting in my bonus room up over the garage, and it's nothing but telescopes, cameras, and spacers, wires. It's a mess, and computers. And I'm comfortable. I wouldn't be outside imaging. Now, I like to go outside when it's nice, and I'll stay outside with the laptops. But when the mosquitoes come and the humidity, I'm done. So those spring days and those fall days that give you some modest temperatures at night, they're fun. I like that. I like being outside. Let's go back over and see Jupiter. There she goes. You know, I've never played a game online, or I just never have. Any kind of game. I don't need another hobby. I went ahead and just had my Social Security check direct deposited in at High Point Scientific. There's no point having it sent to me. No, I don't think it will. Yeah, it doesn't look real good. I don't go to the star parties. just because at age 78, my eyes, I don't like getting out on any kind of highway that isn't really well lit. I don't like to drive on them at night. So, and I'm usually imaging in my backyard, so I have one kit that's portable that I could take with me. The rest of them are on piers or they're set up outside. This is what's going on outside. Let's go outside and there we go. Just connected. We got meteor showers tonight. I'm going too high. Got a delay. I'm using a lot of bandwidth between running two laptops on Wi-Fi. My wife's downstairs streaming a Netflix movie. Oh, Lord. Come on, let's go. This is nuts. It saves all the keystrokes, so when I hit it, it ends up responding. Let's go. One more. One more. Come on. There's a platform between the two piers that I keep two laptops on, and come on, there you go. And then I use this one over here for solar imaging. It's the one that's covered with the Telegizmo has an AT, an Astrotech 65 EDQ refractor and a Quirk chromosphere and an ASI 174 camera on it. And then I have a Solar Scout refractor that rides on top of that one, so it's got a different field of view of the sun. And I forget what camera I've got attached to that. I don't know, don't remember. And this is the 224 on the edge, and then this is the 183 on the RASA. So anyway, that's what we're using. And there's the work of the edge. I got another outdoor camera that right now I brought indoors because Yeah. Anyway, I got to work on it. It was having some issues. I got to clean off the where the battery attaches. I really like the Reolink, Reolink. I really like those a lot. Ah, no wonder you couldn't see it. This camera here. So it takes a good image as well. There's been earlier today, right before I started imaging, I took some flats and let's go over, let me see, where am I going? I took this run of flats about 5 o'clock, 4:30, and this is set up, I have this set up that as soon as the sequence finishes, it shuts down, parks the mount, shuts off the camera, starts cooling it, then shuts it off, and it just signs off on everything. Well, I had the telescope pointed straight up with the flat panel on top of it, and I should have never connected the telescope and made it live, because as soon as I finished taking the flats, the telescope went to slew to the park position, and I happened to be looking at the surveillance camera. Actually, I was talking to my wife because it has a speaker, and she was out in the backyard planting some flowers, and I was talking to her through the surveillance camera, and I said a dirty word and went running outside, but it was too late. The flat panel went flying off, and fortunately though, it landed on the right side, and so no harm, no foul. Everything worked out. By the way, are the Titans beating Green Bay? I'm not watching anything other than these cameras. And let's see, let's put on real time. We may want to start right now. We may want to head over to, here's the great red spot, and it is, wow, it's time to start imaging that. Let me go back to Jupiter here, and I was going to be working on Mars, but yikes. Okay, let's go to capture, start capture. Let's keep it at 3,000. Let's do 100 images, 100 videos. Jupiter. Let's change the name of this to so I can separate it from the other Jupiter images I've taken, and let's go. So I won't go to Mars until after the great red spots pass. That's 4 hours, so it will be 9, 10, 11, 12. It'll be after midnight, 1 o'clock. You guys will be asleep. I may be asleep too. There may be no Mars tonight. 7 to 6. Huh. Oh, that's right, you're imaging. you'll be up. You're going to head over, you're going to leave the Elephant and head over and shoot south at Orion. Let's go see where Bernard 33 is now. I see 434, and yeah, it's Bernard 33. I was thinking it was. Where are you? It is altitude, it's 13 degrees, so it's about here. Here it is, right here. No, it didn't. That's the there you go. That's what you're chasing tonight? Yeah. That L Extreme is a dandy filter. I've got the L Extreme, the L Pro, and the L Enhance by Optilong. And the L Enhance is the only one that works with the RASA. The others cause a band shift, and I can't get any data. I can't get anything with them. So you don't want to use the L Extreme on a fast scope. If it's under f4, the L Extreme won't work. And I have a Newtonian that's f3.9, and it might resolve some HA and O3, but I would just use the L Pro. Yeah, I had to order special filters for the RASA, another set of narrowband filters that are ultra fast, high speed. Money, money, money. But I don't have green fees, cart fees. I don't have to put gas in a boat, buy fishing lures, bullets, pay for hunting in fields. And so every hobby costs, and they all cost about the same. When it all's said and done, they all have a way of sucking all your money right out from under you. No, I know, it never ends. Yikes. Yeah, I know. How many times have I said, that's it? Nothing else. Nada más. I don't need anything else. For what it's worth, I am really impressed with Player One cameras, or with the company. I ordered the Uranus C camera for Planetary Imaging, and after I got the camera, I got an email from them, and they said to check for banding issues, and so they gave me a test to run on the camera, and they said if you do have banding, to let them know, and they would arrange to replace the camera. Well, mine had it, and so today FedEx came to my house and picked up the old one, and they sent the new one right away. I already had tracking information. They're in Suzhou, China. But they got ahead of their problem by letting us know in advance that these were software issues that would have to be fixed in the camera by them, and they would replace it. So they spent some money. They spent some money. Yeah, it does look. It's a little pricey for me to spend another $2,300–2,400 on a camera, but yeah, it is. You appreciate it when they realized they had a problem. Because I was going to send it back to them. They asked me if I could return the camera, and they would reimburse me. And I took it to UPS, and they wanted $247. Well, I didn't pay hardly that much for the camera. So I just said, I can't do that. I came home and sent them an email. And I said, I really don't want to stand in line at the post office and then tie up the post office line, because there's only one person working at the station I go to, and then tie it up for 15 minutes while they figure out how to send it to China. And they said, don't worry about it, we'll have it picked up. Thank you for not sending it by UPS. So they came and got it today, FedEx. Oh, kid, you're due a lot more than one. It's just getting started. Maybe one more before the end of the year. Really, I think a good mono camera, a good planetary camera, and the camera you have now for one-shot color, and really you don't need anything else until the next one comes out that's capable of resolving detail like no other camera, you know. I do sports photography, and I get a kick out of sports photographers on the field. They'll have two cameras hanging around their neck, one on their belt, and one they're shooting with. And I'll have one on a monopod, and I'll have one in my hand, and I can cover the whole field. And I can stay in one place, and I can cover from end zone to end zone, and then I can have a wide field that I hold. But you don't need all that. You don't need all those lenses. You need a backup camera. If somebody's paying you to take pictures, you can't you can't go through what you have to go through at a game to find that your camera's not working. The shutter went haywire or something. But you need a backup camera. Other than that, 2 cameras, 3 lenses, 14 by 24, 24 by 70, 70 by 200, and then maybe a 200 by 400, and all fast lens, say at 2.8 or f4, and you're in business. It's kind of the same thing with astrophotography. There went our submarine. For folks just joining, that was the sound of a nuclear-powered submarine. I found a cool website where you can get all of the sounds from space, audio from space. Try something else. The great red spot ought to be sort of kind of definable in a minute. There's a great red spot. This is real time where it should be, so try it here. I don't think seeing has improved. I think it's maybe gotten a little worse. Yeah, poor Aaron Rodgers is having a tough time. He's not getting a lot of help. I'm going to make another run. Oh, didn't mean to do that. See you in a minute. Yeah, I agree with you about Aaron. It's a violent sport. You wonder how their body can take it. Yeah, really at any age, the speed of the NFL, the athleticism, the speed, the size, they're violent. That contact is violent. If you've had kidney stones, raise your hand. I can sympathize with you. I didn't have them until I was in my last 10 years. You'll know it. There's no way you can sit or lay down and be comfortable until they pass. This is about 3 days now. They've been haunting me. Right now I feel pretty good. Sometimes the pain's so bad you feel like you're going to throw up. Oh, they pass. Fine. That's not the... Once you flush them out, that part doesn't, it's when they're just stuck there that they drive you nuts. They don't hurt coming out. I drank everything I'm not supposed to drink. I'm not supposed to drink caffeine, carbonated drinks. I have iced tea that's caffeinated, and coffee that's caffeinated. So I can't complain. Yeah, I can see the great red spot now. It was a little hard at first, but it's resolving a little bit now. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Let's go make sure our other kit is behaving. Check out guiding. We're at 80 in the 90s RMS. That's fine on the RASA. Let's see, we got 41 to go, and let's see. We've got 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and I'm going to stop at 30 degrees. It's 140. Okay. So we got 1 hour and 20 minutes, so I've got a lot more time. Let's go 2.5 hours. There we go. I'll take 140 2-minute subs. And so I need, make sure I got 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Yeah, I got plenty of time. That's a lot of subs. What I'm doing is trying to figure out a way to have some stars that aren't saturated. So I took 38-second subs of just the stars. All I wanted is just stars that were I checked the maximum end of the brighter stars to make sure they weren't blown out. So 8 seconds was a gracious plenty. And so I'm gonna extract the stars from this stack and use those, add those back to the dark nebula after I process it, and just trash those stars because they're all going to be just oversaturated, almost unusable, no color. And for the brighter stars, there wouldn't be any color. And that's the problem with the RASA and a target that's faint like the Shark, because it's so faint you got to take a pretty long exposure, but the brighter parts of your image just get blown out. So that's my plan. We shall see. Check the guiding one more time. We're in the 70s now, so the mount's behaving. We can head back over to, this is our real-time view of Jupiter. Earlier tonight, I'll back this up, I was able to get Io and its shadow. I got about 20 images of that transiting. So I just don't know when I'm going to have time to process any of this. I was looking for some images to send to a friend who's he was interested in some of the images I took of the Crab Nebula. You knowing Bill Blanchard that's doing the software, and I found all kinds of things that I had taken in the early January and February and March of last year that I haven't processed yet. Forgot I'd even taken it. Which was a nice discovery. Some rainy day stuff. Okay, let's head. Oh, really? As a rule, I don't get that many days in a row where I can image. And when I do, usually I'll spend 1+ nights, 2 nights, maybe 3 nights on the same image, gathering 8 hours, 9 hours, 12, 15, as much as I think I'm going to need. So, but when I have a lot of nights that are clear and I get 6 or 7 different good outings almost back to back, and that's the way last winter was for a while. It's a great run that I just ended up leaving a lot of it in the tank. And some of it I decided not to process because I didn't think it was going to be worth a flip. I looked at some of the subs coming in. I went ahead and imaged, and I remember several of those sessions, and I thought, this data's not going to be worth anything. So yeah, I love taking it. I don't know that processing software does make it easier to, a lot easier to take your images through a predictable, repeatable workflow. Yeah, that's usually the best time for us here. Winter and spring. But I like this time of year too. From now through spring, we'll get some nice nights. Long nights. Where you have 10 hours, 11 hours of dark. 68 to go. Yeah. And there aren't many targets you really need more than 7 hours. And I've done the 15-20 hour imaging runs, and I really don't know that they're any better than the 5 to 7 hour runs. I think you reach the point of diminishing returns. Yeah. Hey, Bob. Happy holidays to you, Bob Briskin. Bob used to be my neighbor before we moved. No, I even put on my Facebook page the time and the details. It was a 6-minute pass, but I got caught up taking flats and actually forgot all about it. Have you seen some of the images Josh Palmer has taken of the ISS? He is Astro Dad or Dad Astro on Discord. Go to the solar section of our Discord page and scroll through those pictures, and you'll see where Josh has captured some great video. Well, he's captured steels and put them into a video of the ISS, and I mean, they're close-ups. He uses a 16-inch Dob to get those images. He's probably the best planetary imager I know or I have seen anywhere. But just go to the solar section on our Discord page. He's talented. There's a great red spot making its I don't know how it's looking on Facebook or YouTube, but here are the telescopes that's doing the work. I'm using this one here to image the Shark Nebula, and this one over here is on Jupiter. You can already see that we've passed the transit big time. So I'm going to stop it and probably park it and then flip the mount and start this thing again before my camera runs into let's wait till this one is over. I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to take one more image before I flip the mount. I think I'm going to go to Mars and check it out. Let's find Mars here real quick. It's right here. And let's Mars. And as soon as we finish with this capture, we'll head over there. I'll go ahead and stop guiding. Well, it already took it. And let's wait till this one's done. We're taking 3,000 frames. This is a video, and each of these videos has 3,000 frames. I'll end up keeping about 8 to 10% of those frames. I'll take the top 10%, make an image out of it. Okay, cancel. All right, let's head over to Mars. Let's make sure our outside camera's turned on. We're connected, and so let's slew over there, and we're headed. Goes the telescope. All right, and let's let's stop this. So you can find it. Did we get there? Let me look here. Yep. Let's go back. Okay, let's see if we can't zero in on it. Here it comes. The red planet. All right, see if we can we're going to probably need to bring our exposure up a little, and let's see if we can't get it centered better. Let's drop this down to 1x sidereal speed, and let's try going straight down. And let's move over. All right, now we can watch it hopefully come into view. Let's get this over here, and let's go west. Let's do one other thing. Let's increase our region of interest and our zoom. Let's go back to automatic. There it is. All right. And let's go. Let's bring up HD and start guiding on it. And we'll come out here and get there's our red planet, folks. Now let's change this to about and then let's change this to I'm moving the windows around here that you can't see. That's part of my streaming software. 2119. Wow. Okay, let's start knocking off some pictures of Mars. And 3000, let's do about 50. And we're off. I don't think that extra point's going to make a whole lot of difference. Before I forget, let me sync this. No. When I went to Jupiter, had I synced the mount on Jupiter, it would have gone straight to Mars without me having to find it. I forgot to do that. So now that I've synced on Mars, I can go pretty much anywhere on this side of the meridian, and it'll land real close to where it's supposed to be. This is awesome planetary software. Cortez de Seal. I know it's not pronounced that way, but it's the way I pronounce it. It's free software, and it connects your mount, connect to it easily, and it's just dynamite software. I have the Sky Safari, and I have the Stellarium, and I have StarNet 8, but I'd almost prefer to have the Cortez de Seal software, particularly when I'm doing imaging. So and Stellarium's good software, but and Starry Plus is this is just ridiculously good software, but still very partial to the Cortez de Seal. Let's check guiding, make sure we don't have anything crazy going on. And we're in the high 70s, 0.70. That's good. Stars should be nice, round, and tight, as long as that holds. There's no guarantee it's going to hold. So this is the Dark Nebula, the Shark Nebula, LDN1235, and we've got our stars taken 8 seconds, and then our nebula, we're taking that in 120 seconds. Yeah, Stellarium is awesome. Also free software. Yep. I use Sequence Generator Pro though to do all of my framing. Let's say, for example, I wanted to image M31. I just type it in, say go fetch it, there you go, and then I take my, now this camera scale, I can't get the whole galaxy in, so I would have to take a mosaic, and I would just add probably a 4-panel mosaic, and then I can go create a sequence and say okay. And so here I've got a 4-panel sequence already set up. first panel, second panel, third panel, and fourth panel. So that's pretty cool. And then that's what it'll do. However many images I pick, it'll take the first panel, then it'll move to the second panel, then the third panel, and the fourth. And let's say you go to Astrobin and there's something there you want to image. Let's say we went to Astrobin and we'll log on, and let's say you went to the let's say you wanted to image this. Then you just go up here and copy this URL and take that URL and bring it back to your software, and then say create a new sequence and click here and just populate from Astrobin, paste it, include it. Oh, got to check it. Success. And so it adds the RA and the deck address and will take you right to the same place in the sky. So I don't know why they allow that crap on here. Gotta report this to okay. Yeah, it is. Just rename your target. And whatever it was, I don't even remember what it was, but whatever it is, name it, and you're off and running. When you want to go there, you just say slew the target, center it, and image away. Better back and see if Mars is still curious to see something. It's at 5:24. Okay, interesting. It's good to see it didn't go anywhere. I've been gone for a while. Oh, I just saw your message. 20 to 17. That extra point may turn out to be a big one. Wow. I may have to turn the game on and say goodnight to you guys. Go Aaron Rodgers. I love it. Huh. See you in a jiffy. Well, I am back. Glad to see Mars is still in the frame. Okie dokie. Kid, we'll catch you later. You have a good night. Enjoy talking with you, my friend. God, he must be terrible. Oh, yeah. What in the world? Let's try a different guides card. Folks, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to continue imaging, but I'm going to turn on the football game and watch the last part of the Packers-Titans game now that the Packers have fought their way back. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys later, and have a good one. Hope you have clear skies, and great Thanksgiving if I don't go live between now and then.